about getting that for me for Christmas. I already have it. So, sorry about that. But lots of people have read into this being a song about being a manic depressive, such as the St. Paul Pioneer Press. But Billy Joel has actually gone on record saying that it is more about it's more of an apology directed towards his wife, Christy Brinkley, at the time at least. Also, this was from 1989. And it was an apology for his erratic personality during that period. It's basically about his lifestyle being a pop star during the early 80s, and how by the late 80s he seemed to be going through a lot of emotions, not necessarily in a systematically mentally ill way like you probably will read into, but more as in a natural way, like people have natural highs and lows. Billy Joel's just did not have so much in-betweens, as he said in the song, during that period where he was married to Christy Brinkley. So does that give you enough context for this song?
I think so. I appreciate that help a lot.
So don't read into this all mental healthy, okay?
Okay, I'll do my best, but Megan's not going to appreciate that. However...
The show isn't about Megan.
I know, but we aim to please. But I do think that, it talks about how he feels so many emotions, and they're always the extreme emotions. And I think I agree. I would probably bet that it was due to his career and the pressures of his career, that he had trouble regulating what he was feeling and what he had going on.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what do you think is like the surface level of the song now that we have already dived deep? Dividends?
We have dived
deep.
Deep dived.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
The surface of this is probably something along the lines of extreme hula hooping.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, A for effort. Do I get a participation award?
Yes, because that's what you need in life, more validations on your mediocrity.
I mean, I already have enough.
Yep, that's the sarcasm in my voice. So, overall...
Oh, I couldn't hear it over your flat effect.
Mm-hmm. So, overall, did you like it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Not as much as the upbeat...
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Although I love Christmas music, so when we start playing Christmas music in this show, oh, girl, we set.
Did you know Billy Joel actually has some Christmas songs out there? He actually wrote one, but he also performed some live during concerts.
Ooh, fancy.
So yeah, we're gonna hopefully hear that in the upcoming weeks.
Okay,
but
I'm down for that.
But you feel satisfied with dissecting the song?
I do. I feel very satisfied with this.
Okay, are you ready to move on to the second portion of the show?
Parker, what is the second portion of our show, just in case by chance we got a new listener?
The second portion of our show is where we nope, we already dissected stuff.
Yeah,
where we answer stupid questions with stupid answers. And before we dive into the deep end on these questions, I'm going to ask Seth, hey Seth, I have a question. Where do I send questions?
That's such a good question about questions, Parker.
It's like meta-questioning.
Ooh, you can send those, though, to sethandparker@gmail.com. That's going to be spelled just like our names, SETHANDPARKER @gmail.com. So please send us those questions because, the internet might be forever and it might be endless, but Yahoo only has a certain number that we want to implement into our show. So we would love to implement more of your personal questions.
Yes, quite. Are you ready for our first question, Seth?
Yeah, you want to go ahead and ask it?
Yes. This one comes from Yahoo Answers, as always. And it asks, do power strips / surge protectors draw power even when it's switched off?
My guess would be yes, because the switch is going to stop the power from going into the power strip, but it's not going to stop the power from going up to the switch.
So it's kind of like a hose?
Yeah, like if you put a kink in it.
So many places I can go with that, but I'm just going to ignore it.
Okay.
So would we suggest to our listeners that we just like unplug all the power strips when they're not in use? Like,
I mean, I don't think.
disregard that switch.
No, I don't think it draws enough power to make a difference. I'm just saying it probably draws
What if
a
there's
little
like
bit.
13 cents that I can save on my electricity bill each month?
What if it's like 13 cents in your entire lifetime? You can pick that up off the ground.
But usually I don't.
Yeah, because you're lazy.
Because I usually do not value pennies.
Okay, and now we know how Parker feels about peasants.
Oh, not peasants, pennies. Pennies are a very outmoded use of currency. They cost 1.8 cents to make. That's ridiculously inefficient. I'm very passionate about pennies.
Okay, can I tell you a story about pennies?
Please do.
I help out in kindergarten class, Parker, and one time there was a little kiddo, let's call him Johnny. He came into class crying one morning, and the teacher was working on...
because of the harsh economics of the penny?
Well, that too, but I went up and talked to him, and the teacher was helping with something else. I said, "Hey, what's wrong?" He's like, I lost my money. And like, I'm sitting here thinking, oh great, this kid lost his lunch money. And so I'm like, oh well, what'd you lose? And he's like, one. I'm like, one what? He's like, one penny. And I was like I had to like keep myself composed, but this kid's like crying because he's so sad. So I said, okay, well, where's the last place you had it? He's like, the gym. So I was like, let's go find it. And we walked to the gym, and I said, where were you sitting? And we went over to the place where he was sitting, and we couldn't find it. So I had like reached into my pocket, and I swear I had emptied out my wallet the night before, but by some miracle I found a random penny in my pocket, and was able to pull it out and like set it on the floor behind his back and say, oh my gosh, look what I found. And you know, the joy on the kid's face just because of a little penny made me remember how life might suck a lot, but it's the little things that can make up for it.
Like a pretty penny?
Like a pretty penny. Even if it costs 1.8 cents to make, it can be worth it.
I don't say so. You know we are in $14 trillion of debt, right?
Debt or death?
Debt.
Oh.
I wish.
So
we don't have enough bodies to have $14 trillion of debt.
Oh, bummer.
No, I think that's actually a good thing.
No, because we could sell them and pay off our debt.
The death?
The death debt.
I don't think that's a real thing, but
I don't think you're a real thing.
Okay, this is just a whole figment of your imagination. But honestly,
Isn't
pennies,
that my reality?
Pennies are very, very useless. I mean, when was the last time you went and bought groceries in pennies?
Never.
Everything is going into digital nowadays, so everything will be on the credit card, like the plastic, and like I want to say 50 years. I say that's that invention that's going to happen in the next 50 years. I think that was a question a couple weeks back.
Everything is going to be 50? Or
no, everything's going to be on the credit card, and we will not go to Mars because we've never gone to Mars, Seth. We have never gone to Mars.
Are you sure about that, Parker?
Yes,
I saw a movie about that once.
Was it The Martian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, that's not happened.
Oh.
Just so you know.
This is awkward.
No, not really. Most movies are fictitious. I do not understand how you do not understand that.
No, it's on the internet. It must be true.
Yes, dear. Try to excuse your idiocracy with the internet. Speaking of the internet, are you ready for another question, Seth?
Yeah, Parker.
Would you like to give it to us?
Not particularly.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just my gut's telling me you should ask it.
I asked the first one, and I have not looked at the second one yet.
Well, I guess I can do this. So, how do I get my cat to like me?
You have a cat in your apartment, right?
Or
Nathan does.
Nathan does. He keeps it hidden in his basement and unsocialized, so it hates everyone.
Does it hate Nathan, though?
No, because that's the only room that it lives in.
Maybe that's a way to get it to like you.
I'm not going to go live in Nathan's room.
I was going to say, like, make the cat only socialize with you.
I don't have the energy to do that. I have finals to study for.
So, well, you don't have a cat. This is hypothetical.
Okay.
It's not. This question's not about you. It's how to get a cat to like Yahoo Answer person. Like cover yourself in tuna.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd also say, Put it on a leash. Because
Why?
and then it can go
It's
everywhere.
not a child. It doesn't need a leash.
No, trust me. A harness and a leash, and then it goes everywhere with you. And then it's got to like you. Also, it might be the cat might be really upset because it's dirty. You know how you feel, some days you just feel dirty, and like after a good shower, you feel better about yourself? Maybe the cat needs a good shower, so maybe you could do a favor.
I don't think cats like water.
You at this point, they sound like they need to try anything.
Anything? They just asked Yahoo Answers. This isn't very desperate, like, plea.
I'm reading desperation into it.
Okay, why don't you read the question more desperate then?
How do I get my cat to like me?
Maybe the Yahoo Answers person just inherently unlikable. Like, maybe everyone doesn't like them, not just the cat.
And they think it's just the cat?
Yeah, like, the cat's the only one who bothered to tell them that you're an unlikable soul.
And then the cat's just like, nope, we done.
Yeah, so, like, maybe everyone hates you, Yahoo Answer person.
Did you ever think about that? No,
Yeah,
because you only think
of
about
yourself. Shelf.
We were pretty close to this, almost. We made it.
Oh, I made it.
I'll give us a gold star.
Wow, they're just lowering the expectations in learning today, aren't they?
Parker, they let us on the radio. All
Dumb
the
idiots.
expectations have been lowered.
Dumb children make pennies, have pennies make them happy. They're just lowering the standard
No,
for
they're
everything.
children. That's why pennies make them happy.
Because they don't understand microeconomics.
Yes, because they're like they're like 7.
Stupid children.
Parker, you're stupid. You're
But
a
am
stupid
I
child.
children?
Yes, you are.
Well, that's up for me to debate.
Anyways, Parker, you want to ask us our third question?
I think I will. Okay, are you ready for this question again from Yahoo Answers? And it's a very important question because it's something that we all ask ourselves when we're young, when we're entering the world of adulthood, when we finally graze our early teens and have a momentous birthday, entering you into the world of being a young adult. You're not quite a tween, but you are a teen. And it's an amazing question, and it asks us, is 13 too young for lipstick? Bum, bum, bum. So is it?
Okay, is it like lipstick on a regular basis, or is it like lipstick as in you're going to a wedding or going to be in a wedding type thing?
I doubt any 13-year-old's going to be in a wedding. That'd be kind of pathetic.
Flower girl, like even if you're like older sisters getting married and you're like one of the bridesmaids.
You're not going to be a flower girl at 13.
Okay, fine. That was an example.
Being 6 is pushing it.
That was an example. Okay?
It was a bad example.
You're a bad example.
Fair enough.
Anyways, so what are your thoughts, Parker?
I don't think you answered. I feel like you just I
asked. You never gave me any feedback, so I figured I'd
I gave you feedback, and that was a terrible answer.
No, I haven't given an answer because
maybe if you're a flower girl at the age of 13.
Okay, fine. Maybe what if you're in the wedding though, and everyone you're trying to?
Then someone has made some terrible life choices where you have to be a bridesmaid at 13.
I mean, what if it's your older sister or something like that, or your parents are getting remarried? I don't think. I don't think you should wear it all the time.
I still think that's a poor life choice. Like, if you are being remarried or marrying someone and you have a 13-year-old sister, then you kind of have reached a point where hopefully you have more than 6 friends your age.
That's fair, but family
is just not an obstacle in this situation. You think any part of my family is going to be part of my wedding?
I mean, maybe your brother, the cute one.
I only have one brother, and he's ugly as can be. Just so you know,
I'm glad you didn't finish that word.
James, are we okay?
No, don't ask.
Okay, James has a thumbs up. Okay, we're good.
Oh my gosh, Parker. Anyways,
but I personally think that it's really up to your and your parents' discretion whether 13 is too young for lipsticks. Let's say it depends whether you've hit puberty and hit it hard yet. Do you have them tatas yet? Do you have any lips to accentuate with this color? How how do you look 13? Because if you look 13, I'm going to say no. But if you look like 17, young and sweet, as Abba once said, I'd say go for it. But really, it's up to you. You're not an adult. You're young and sweet, only 13. But you do you. Don't be in a wedding, though, because you're too young to understand that responsibility.
Fair enough.
I'm kind of... While we're on weddings, I'm kind of a little salty about my sister's wedding.
Well, let's hear it.
I was recruited to be an usher, and I don't even get a +1.
What?
I don't get a +1, and I'm in the wedding.
Did you ask her?
Yes, I did ask her.
She said no?
And I'm a little salty about that.
Because you can't take Megan?
Yes, because I can't take Megan, which this show is apparently all about.
Yeah, I know. That was unintentional,
So
too.
this is a PSA to my sister, who will never listen to this show. A PSA to Paige, my sister. You expect a +1 from my wedding? This has been a PSA for my sister.
Your sister's a very lovely woman.
She is, but she's kind of being a little bit stingy with not letting me have a date.
That's fair.
I ask for so little. All I ask is for an open bar and for Megan to be there with me at an open bar. Is that too much to ask?
Apparently for your sister it is.
Apparently. Good luck with me being your usher, because I'll be hiding a flask in that jacket. Okay, I won't be hiding, more like conceal and carry.
Conceal and carry multiples.
So, are you ready for our next question that actually coincidentally comes from our lovely listener, Megan?
Ooh. I'll bet you it has to deal with snakes, eagles, or Taco Bell.
Well, you gotta ask it, so let's find out.
Okay. Do snakes have best friends?
Wait. Pretend like we did not ask that
we didn't
yet.
ask the question yet.
And I will ask you, Seth, do you hear that noise?
Oh.
Do you hear that noise?
Bum ba da dum ba dum ba da 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 dum ba da ba dum ba.
I think that noise means we need to go over to our fun fact
Science corner,
which asks us,
do snakes have best friends?
I'm going to put this down as a biology question because I didn't actually plan a fun fact science corner question for this week.
Yeah, I think this is good. This
I
was
think
fitting.
good. So
sometimes
Seth,
you can make mistakes and things still work out, Parker.
I believe it was
Just
Jesus.
look at your life.
I believe it was Jesus who said, everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
Nope, we're ending it right there, just so you know. So, Seth.
So, I'm sad that, no one can see the look on my face because that was a look of disappointment.
I'm pretty sure we just can just look into your father's eyes and see disappointment.
Definitely.
Can't look into your mom's, though.
Yeah, that's
She's
awkward.
Dead. Okay, so, Seth, do snakes have best friends?
It depends where they live.
Like, where do snakes live?
Like, if they live in, conglomerations of other snakes, then I would say yes, they have best friends. But if they're the lone snake, probably not.
Are snakes like wolves? They just go on their own sometimes?
Sometimes. You never know.
Or just end up in tanks?
It's totally possible.
So what's a conglomeration of snakes called?
Snakes?
No, I'm going to have to go with a hissifit. No? Nothing? A hissifit? You can't tell, but Seth is very, very happy with that pun.
No, I'm banging my head up against the desk.
I'm going to say you're banging in happiness.
Parker. So, what's your answer?
I'm going to say...
Because you only made a joke. You never answered.
Yes, that's just my life. Avoidance until people laugh and forget. I'm going to have to say there are such things as snake best friends, but they're rare. That it comes along once in every smoon, and that it's a special thing to treasure. So, if you're a snake and you're feeling a little lonely, just remember your snake best friend. You know the one you had in high school, the one that you feel like you've gotten out of touch with recently, the one who you see on Facebook every once in a while. And
are they the pregnant one?
May I continue?
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe they're the one that, got away, but, at one point you had a good snake best friend in your posse, in your hissifit, and I believe that you deserve to give them a phone call. Just call up your snake best friend and say, hey, what's up?
That was very elaborate, Parker.
I like to dance around the point, but I believe that everyone deserves a special snake friend.
That's fair.
So, if you need a snake best friend, please come on down to Parker's Emporium of Snakes. This has been a PSA for Parker's Emporium of Snakes. We just outclass everyone.
Okay, Parker, I'm going to cut you off and say I think it's time to exit the science corner and take a break.
I think that's okay. Are you ready to exit it?
I think so.
Blah blah. Snake Emporium. Subtle advertising. Science corner.
That was very good. Okay, Parker. So, I'm going to play you a song today, and this one we're not going to analyze, but I really need you to, like, appreciate it and take it in, okay? And to give you a little bit of background on this song, since, you know, this show is all about Megan today, I was riding back from Megan's house one day with her in southeast Kansas, and we put on, we just had some music going. It was my turn to choose the song, so I put on a country station. And, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. Not everyone agrees, but I chose country. And, you know, it's okay. But this song came on the radio, and Megan and I just kind of looked at each other, and we're like, what on earth is this? The song is called Marijuana and
I think
Jalapenos.
you mean, what on earth is this?
No, this was before she had her snake fetish. But the song is called Marijuana and Jalapenos. Okay? Parker.
Okie dokie. Sounds like the worst pizza ever, just so you know. I really appreciated that song.
Yeah?
It is the least terrible song you've ever played on here.
Parker, I think I've played like some
terrible
decent songs.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Oh, we
wow,
disagreed.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that was Marijuana and Jalapenos.
Yeah, it reminds me of like some parody like country songs. Like, have you ever heard David Allen Coe's what's it called? The best country western song ever.
No. Is that... No.
You don't have to call me darling, darling. No?
No, not
Well,
ringing a bell.
Well, it's basically a song about this guy who wants to sing the best country western song ever. And he writes to his friend, like a songwriter, and he says, you have to make the song about mama and trains and getting drunk and pickup trucks and all that stuff. And the last song, he disregards this feedback throughout the entire song until the last verse, which is about mama and trains and prisons, getting drunk and trains. I already said trains, didn't I? Trucks. But yeah, also the song Something About a Truck is a pretty good song.
That's fair.
Okay. And would you like to say anything about the song besides my unusual happiness about it?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like I said, it was one of those random songs. We were driving down the road, and it came on the radio, and Megan and I we lost it in the car, almost like you did in the studio. We just sat back and started laughing because, you know, it's now a classic.
Is it, though?
It should be if it's not.
Okay. Are you ready for another question?
Yeah, Parker.
I think it's my turn, so I think I'm going to do it.
It's one of our turns.
Well, I hope so. Okay, what problem in the world could be solved simply by better education?
So I think I'm going to stick with kind of take it full circle to the conversation we had earlier about...
pennies.
Pennies is a good one. I was going to say STIs in general, and that would... I think that's a problem that could be handled if people were educated on how to handle their tools when engaging in certain activities.
Tools. Yeah. Really, you really think that'd be the ultimate problem in the world that could be solved by better education?
Not the ultimate, but did it say ultimate or just what
No,
problems?
No, I'm just asking. You choose all the problems in this world that could be solved by better education. You choose wrapping a penis or vagina or whatever you have.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say that on there, right?
I did. I mean, this is educational, so it's purposeful.
Okay.
It's in good taste.
This is the part of the show where you ask me the same question.
Oh, I thought you were... I didn't think you were done, saying your thing. Sorry,
You
Parker.
really need to work on this gauging when I'm done asking you stupid questions.
I need to work on this gauging you in general.
Yeah, probably.
So
I'm
what's
a wild card.
so what's your so what's your answer, Parker?
I think that one of the best things that would be solved by better education. Who are you giving the heart to?
My lovers out there.
The lovers down the hall who abandoned us when we asked them stuff in our time of need. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you managing the studio.
Yeah,
You do hard work, so I don't have to.
Parker, do you ever do hard work?
I mean, I make this show every single week.
Yeah, you sit down and do that in like 5 minutes.
Thank you, Parker, for sitting down and spending 5 minutes of your precious time on me. That's what I heard.
You're welcome.
No, I'm the one who says that. Okay, so, I think that a problem that could be solved with better education would probably have to be, law. That if people were told about the complexities of law in high school, how to do their taxes, how to stay out of jail or whatnot, I feel like we'd have a better society. Because a lot of excuses for breaking the law is ignorance of the law.
That's fair.
I feel like someone needs to sit down in a high school classroom, like when they're taking driver's ed or something, and say, "Listen here, you dumb little children. You cannot go over the speed limit. It is an upper bounds of the limit, not the lower bounds. Speed limit is not the minimum. It is the maximum. You stupid drivers.
Parker,
All of you are so stupid, and I hate you." I'm sorry.
you're very passionate about the speed limit, aren't you?
Yes, because I drive like a grandma, not because I am terrible at driving, but because I follow the rules. You stupid drivers.
Okay. That's okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Yeah, wait.
I'm just very angry sometimes.
I can tell. It's okay, Parker. It will be okay.
Are you ready to conclude this question?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and ask the next one.
Thank you.
So, huh? What is this question?
Well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you will read it to me, and we will find out together.
Okay. It's a long one. Why shouldn't we drug ourselves to death? Most of our lives' goal is to be happy, but life is not always happy. We go to do our boring work every day so that we dream one day we could have a happy life in the future. That's why we are working to gain and save money. But why? Wouldn't it be better to use drugs and end our lives with it? This way we will ensure we experience happiness until the last second. Isn't that our dreams?
I believe this question is asking, why don't we just overdose on drugs and go out happy than to have a long, miserable life?
Yeah, that seems to be what this question is asking, and Parker, I'm going to let you answer it.
Well, I believe that this is bringing in the question of whether it's good to be happy unconditionally, which I don't believe is good, because there's a difference between being happy and being fulfilled. Drugs do not fulfill you, they make you happy. And in the end, happiness is just a bunch of serotonin and dopamine rushing to your brain. And maybe it is the best for you that you have an amazing time while you're here, and that be a very small time. But the main reason why we as a society discourage drugs is because it sacrifices long-term happiness for short-term happiness. If there was a drug that would increase serotonin levels to your brain no matter what, and there was no withdrawal side effects or itching at your arm, I'm pretty sure lots of people would want to take it. But that's not what we have currently in society. And I believe that you can do a lot of great things without flooding your body with those stuff constantly and try to regain that high. My prime example for this is exercise. Exercise is a very good thing that makes you happy in the long term. Not because it rushes dopamine to your brain, but because it makes pathways easier to access that dopamine and serotonin. So the reason why we as a society do not collectively overdose on heroin is because that would be something that would detriment the entire human species, and evolution has prevented us from doing that. So, Seth, why don't we just drug ourselves up to be happy?
I think that Parker, I can't answer it much better than you did. Like this idea of fulfillment and like temporary happiness versus long-term happiness, and being happy versus being fulfilled.
And I believe that this is worth a caveat that some people who don't use drugs are terribly, terribly, terribly unhappy anyways. That long-term fulfillment is not guaranteed, but I do understand the access of drugs for short-term fulfillment is very constant. So if you wanted to, you could do this easy out of happiness, but the long-term fulfillment is not guaranteed.
That's fair. And also just like, I think it's also one of those things you have to be careful, because like you can still, like so many people, they do use drugs and they still live fulfilling lives. It's just this other portion of their lives that they're enjoying. And I think it's just a matter of like being careful and like, you have to kind of try to change the circumstances if you're unhappy versus just.
And you can change the circumstances to being on heroin.
Yeah, that's true. But also just like everything that might be making you unhappy, so that you
like
don't
your lack of heroin.
So you don't rely solely on the drugs to make you happy.
I don't think I could ever do heroin. I mean, that just seems like too much energy for one person.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it's a whole other
can of worms.
That's a good way to put it. It's a whole nother level of effort.
Okay, are you ready for another question, or is someone going to phone us in?
I think someone's about to phone us in, but it's a matter of that flashy light going off. So we can try to start another question.
I mean, what?
There we go. I was waiting for that. So let's go ahead and get online, if I can remember how to do this.
Hello, and welcome to Why with Seth and Parker. May I ask who we are talking to?
Hi, this is Meredith.
Hi, Meredith. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Phenomenal. Or fa-la-la-la-la phenomenal.
Okay. What's up, Meredith?
I am sitting here with Adam, and we were wondering
hi, Adam.
what your... He says hi. And we were wondering, what is your favorite song that begins with the letter R?
Ooh,
that is a
favorite
good
song
question.
that begins with the letter R.
Seth,
Yeah,
would you like to take this question first?
I'm like trying to think of what songs like the
seriously.
The first one that comes to mind is like Bad Romance, but that doesn't begin with the letter
it starts
R.
with B.
Yeah,
Nope.
Seth is bad at letters and knowing that we have not been to Mars. Did you listen to last week's show, Meredith? He legitimately thought we had been to Mars.
amazing.
I mean, it happens.
This is the man who's dealing with your money.
Me? Oh yeah, because Treasurer Life. Anyways, do you have any ideas, Parker? While I'm thinking
I
about
do.
it?
It's a very easy question. Seth, go.
Oh, I just remembered "Rise" by Katy Perry.
Wow, that's
Okay.
a pretty good song, but it was wrong answer. The
Oh.
correct answer was, of course, "Roxanne" by the Police.
Oh,
Roxanne.
Roxanne versus Rise. We are in two different worlds.
It is a fun fact. I'm not sure if you know this, but every single song ever created is just a remix of "Roxanne" by the Police.
You've told me this.
Well, now you know. Now our listeners know. Now Meredith knows that Roxanne is the ultimate end-all, be-all of songs.
Well, I appreciate the answer. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate the question.
Did we get a chance to ask Meredith her favorite R song?
What is your favorite R song, Meredith? We like to be polite and stuff.
I don't know. I'm not the radio host. You are. You get the questions. I don't know.
Okay, so does Adam have a favorite R song?
Adam, what's your favorite R song? Do, 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 do.
Oh, thank
Well, before we have Adam answer that question, I'm going to make a joke and say that every single song is Scooby-Doo's favorite R song.
That is a
Ruh-roh.
fantastic and valid point.
I feel like we need to appreciate that. Parker just thought that on the spot.
Yeah,
I would just like to make it clear that Adam is currently Googling songs that begin with
That's
the
what
letter
Seth
R.
did. I already had a favorite
no,
R
I went
song.
on Spotify.
Oh, Lord. Is Rihanna a song by Rihanna?
By the way, I've decided that my favorite song that begins with the R is Are You Mine by the Arctic Monkeys.
Is it really spelled with the R? Is it spelled with...
Yeah, it starts with the R.
Okay. Because I feel like that'd be a trick question if you asked us R.
No, it's like R and then the letter U.
Fair.
Hey, that reminds me of a question, if you don't mind me asking, Meredith. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
I don't know, what is it?
R.
Nope. His true love's the
Wow.
C.
The C, the letter.
Amazing.
Oh.
By the way, the Adam's favorite is Raise Your Glass by Pink.
Oh, yeah,
That's
get
a
it,
good
girl.
one. Yeah. Pretty great. But thank you
Well,
very much
thank you
for
for your
calling
time.
us.
Bye, mares.
Bye.
But Saga.
Wow, that was a great question from our lovely friend Meredith. But we are ready for our final question, Seth.
And that is what we have learned today.
So, Seth, what have you learned today?
Parker, can you answer real fast? The computer just went blank on me.
What you learned today or what I learned today?
What you learned today, not what I learned.
I learned that pennies are an outdated form of currency and that children just love them too much. I feel like they just like them a little too much because they don't understand basic economics because, they're children.
That's fair.
What'd you learn today?
I learned that... Dang it. Today I learned that cats need bathed sometimes.
Need baths?
They need bathed, particularly through baths.
Okay. I learned that marijuana and jalapenos are two things that I do not indulge in, but they make a good song.
Yep.
That's a pretty good song.
You're welcome.
I'm surprised by your decent taste in music at the moment.
Most people usually are. So, I also learned that the speed limit is more important to Parker than sex ed.
What kills more people, cars or penises? I'm going to
Yes.
go with cars. Well, put them together and you got roadhead, and that kills. So don't do that. If you're listening to us while getting a blowjob in your car, I suggest that you stop. Or else you will die, and then therefore you'll be coming and going. Okay, Seth's dead, so I'm going to continue on to what the final thing I learned today, which of course is Roxanne.
Okay, I just learned something. I learned that I need to tell Parker to not scream into the microphone without warning me.
I would warn you, but your head was on the desk.
You're gonna, blow out our listeners' eardrums.
Well, better than them getting blown in the car.
Fun fact, Parker, we care about our listeners.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, Parker, do you have anything to add before we close out?
Hi Meredith again.
That's fair. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and anything in between. Thank you for joining us this week. Next week, tune in when we listen to more Billy Joel music, continue to give bad advice, make more inappropriate jokes, and answer the age-old question. Dun, 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 the age-old question, how much would it actually cost to buy the 12 Days of Christmas? In the meantime, send an email to sethandparker@gmail.com with any questions you might like us to discuss.
Pretty good show, yeah.
For
Welcome
once.
back from break.
Whoop. Bienvenidos, you can do it. It's dead week.
Yeah. Stay tuned for BDSM.
Check it out. I call it